I want a pie. What pie? Pot pie. Okay, sir.
They have to say that to you because otherwise they'll get fired.
No, that's what. And then
their internal monologue is mocking
No, their internal monologue is going to be like, "What a good pie," and then they're going to be clapping. They're going to be clapping for me. Hello, I'm Goot.
And I'm Milford Willibert.
And this is We're in a Car.
And we are, like, truly
we are
we're inside
actually
of a car.
in a car.
It's kind of hot.
No matter what happens, we will always be in a car. It is hot, yeah. I meant to get my AC fixed. I'm going to have to get my AC fixed if we're doing this fucking podcast.
This guy should have parked in a freezer. Didn't think ahead to that.
I have to get my AC fixed, but it costs like $800. And I'm really gonna have to get it fixed now that we're doing a podcast where we sit in this car for an hour. I didn't think about that at all.
Might be able to use a different car.
I got some. We got more cars. All right. That's the reason it's called We're in a Car.
The only rule is you're in a car.
Yeah, we just have to be in a car, as long as it has four wheels.
Those those little Fisher Price cars. The red and yellow ones.
That would count.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
It would, right?
Driving around. Well, this podcast is where we debate sometimes. We'll probably also do other stuff.
Yeah. To be determined. But we'll keep it light because it is a very heavy topic today. And I really don't want there to be, like, residual bad blood after the microphone turns off.
Yeah, well, there might be a little bad blood.
Okay, well, fuck you.
The first topic is a pot pie, a pie. And
that's the first topic?
Yeah.
That's nothing I wrote down. I was trying to debate whether or not we were in a car.
He brought a pen and notebook written down with dozens of reasons why pot pie is not a pie. And I brought nothing because there's nothing to prove here.
There's a lot to prove. The burden of proof is entirely on you. All right, that's where it caps out.
Pie is in the name.
No, pot pie is in the name. Cake is in the word cupcake. It's not a cake. If you ask
it's a smaller cake.
Not really. It's really not.
All right. Well, that's a different discussion. What the? How is it not a cake?
Because, like, if you asked for a cake and somebody gave you a cupcake, you would be beyond pissed.
If I asked for a cake and someone gave me, like, an ice cream cake, I would also be pissed. But or an angel cake, because cake, the word is saying that there is a basic thing. Same with pie.
Well, we'll get to this later, but pierogi. It's got the word pie in it.
Pierogi?
Yes, the pierogi. Let me pull this up real quick. So
it's on the third page.
Well, this is my depiction of a meat pie, actually. It's a semicircle. It's got crimps around the circumference, all right? But that's also what a pierogi looks like. And a pierogi is basically, it's a ravioli, all right? And it looks identical to a meat pie, which is a pie. You'd agree a meat pie is a pie?
A meat pie is a pot pie, yeah.
You gotta look it up. I drew pictures for you.
I'm looking up what a pierogi is. I haven't heard of this thing before.
It has the word pie in it.
Pierogi.
You know?
I mean, like...
I'm just saying words can be deceptive. And like, clearly we'll get more into the meat of that, but,
that does look delicious.
Look, page 2. The danger of words. Understand? They're
all right,
deceptive.
Well, let's start at the beginning of your notebook. Does it go in chronological order? Does it make sense? All right, then we'll start at the beginning.
You want to go through the whole thing?
Just so I can discredit all of it, yeah.
Fuck. Come on, now. Come on. Pot pies. If you ask for a pie and get a pot pie, you'll be disappointed. Would you agree?
I would agree, because the word pie insinuates a pie with fruit in it, just like a cake insinuates a piece of bread with icing on top of it, right?
Yes.
Like it insinuates that.
Okay, disregard that first point, because we've already talked about that a little bit. Is a moon pie a pie? It has the word pie in it, does it not? You know what a moon pie is?
Yeah, it's the.
It's like
It's
here. I
the
have a
dessert.
picture. I have a picture of the moon pie. This is the moon
Is
pie.
a moon pie a pie?
Here's the order on the diagram. There's frosting, cookie, marshmallow, cookie, frosting.
There's frosting at the bottom.
There's frosting all over it. It's coated, but it's in the inside. It's a cookie, marshmallow filling, and another cookie. And it's
Oh,
been
and it's
dipped in
covered.
chocolate.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Is that a pie?
I actually have no idea.
It has pie in it. Is
that
that
a
really
pie?
is that your main point? Is that it has the word pie in it?
No, because like I think that is a big factor pointing towards that. But what classifies a pie?
Okay. Well, yeah. What does? Because I got some.
Okay, what
stuff
do you
written about
think a
that.
pie? What do you think classifies a pie?
Well, my final words in this section were.
In this section, how many sections are there?
I don't know, like 5. If it's a pie on the basis, no. Go back a paragraph.
Okay.
Though Potpie has the word pie in its name, so do moon pies, meat pies, /calzones, identical thing, Boston cream pies, Hershey pies, pierogies, and many other non-pie things. If it's a pie on the basis that it has crust surrounding a sloppy filling, that makes stuffed donuts, hot pockets, strudels, and many other non-pie things also a pie. I can't stand by it, man. Pot pie's its own thing. It's like one word. It's even stylized as one word for a lot of people. You know?
I think a pie is determined by it's like what is soup? Like what is cereal? I think it's determined by the very basics, which is an outside exterior of a bowl that is not an edible bowl with edible ingredients inside of it, covered with the same edible thing on top.
Yeah, I'm pointing at the page now because I've just found a loophole. The pumpkin pie is open face. It has no lid. It's hot, all right? It's got vegetable, fruit, whatever a pumpkin is considered. But it's not fully enveloped. It's open face, all right? And you can make it with squash, which is a vegetable. Sweet potato, is that a vegetable?
Yeah. Yes.
And yam goop.
Yeah. Yam goop.
Similarly, a cherry pie is also open face. So are the safe for work cream pies. My rule of thumb is, if it's explicitly a pie, meaning the ingredient of the dish, and pie, then it is so. A pot pie is not that. A pie is not the ingredient. It's got meat in it. A meat pie might be, but it's a very slippery slope, right? Because a meat pie looks like this. Basically a calzone or a pierogi. It's got ground meat in it. Calzone can have meat in it. It's just a very slippery slope, you know.
I think a pie has to be a full circle.
No, look up a meat pie, man.
That's but like.
Nah, that's what a meat pie looks like. And
that's what a meat pie looks like?
I got some history about meat pies. Meat pies have a very rich and lengthy history, with some evidence suggesting they've existed since the Neolithic period.
That's not what a meat pie looks like. A meat pie is a full thing.
No, click on a meat pie. Click on images. I'll tell you what most meat pies look like. Consumer meat pies look like this.
That?
Yeah. They've existed since the Neolithic period, which was the era during the Stone Age where human settlement became permanent. Isn't that interesting? Instead of nomadic. It was and still can be made with any meat or any grain as long as it's fully enveloped.
That's a fucking dumpling.
That dumpling's a pie. I mean,
what?
This is the kind of shit that you get into when you say that a pot pie is a pie. It's a dangerous game.
All right, so your definition of a pie. You can go all day saying what isn't a pie. What is a pie?
I consider a pie to be things that would come to mind in the public or the collective consciousness when you think of pie. So like cherry pie, pumpkin pie, apple pie, cream pie, key lime pie.
How does pot pie not fit into that?
Because nobody is thinking about pot pie when someone says, "I'm bringing the pie out. It's time for dessert. I'm bringing the pie out." It
depends what time. If you haven't eaten yet and they say, "I'm bringing the pie out," then you're going to expect a pot pie.
Well, is pizza a pie?
Deep dish, maybe.
It's the worst pizza, too. Can we at least agree on that?
I don't know if deep dish is the worst.
It's pretty bad.
I think thin crust, like that like shit that's just like hard.
The
I think,
cracker?
yeah, I think that's the worst. Deep dish isn't the best for sure.
I agree. Anyone who brings out this like sort of wispy wafer with like ketchup and cheese on it, I want to fucking punch.
Yeah, no, I don't want to fucking crunch when I'm eating my pizza. Unless there's potato chips on top of it. I'd eat that.
Wait, what?
I'd put potato chips on a pizza. That sounds fucking delicious.
I don't know if I'd go straight to potato chip.
Doritos, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Discord
they
kitten
got
special.
cheese. Pie is a bowl. A pie is a wheat, not wheat, but an edible bowl with things in it.
A bread bowl.
A pie is a bread bowl, but it doesn't have to be made of bread. We will get to that later.
Is a bread bowl a pie, Ben?
I think so.
I would disagree, and I'll disagree on the merits of your explanation, which is that a pie has to have the ingredients baked into it. A bread bowl,
is a bread bowl not baked?
the bread's baked, and then they just kind of
Oh, there's
carve
kind of
it
shit.
out.
Oh, there's kind of shit in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I talk about bread bowls on here on
I've never
page
had
4.
a.
Where is page 4?
Jesus Christ. I can post these pages when this goes up if you want.
Yeah, by all means.
Just okay.
You want to scan them?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They just empty out the bread isn't even. Yeah, no. I do think that the entire pie has to be baked together with ingredients and all in it.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how you made a bread bowl, which I guess some bread bowls you could.
Then we're getting into like shepherd's pie territory, which is an interesting discussion in itself because
Is a shepherd's pie not what the fuck is that? I thought a shepherd's pie was the equivalent to a pot pie. That is not the same at all.
A shepherd's pie is a type of meat pie. So pot pies and shepherd's pie are both meat pies.
That ain't a fucking pie. That's a
Ooh.
what I can't believe I forgotten the word.
Lasagna?
No, not a lasagna.
Casserole.
A casserole. Thank you. That's a casserole.
But see, that's the kind of dangerous game you play when you just take things at face value
Well,
based on the
I think that's the
words.
only difference between a pie and a casserole is that a casserole is a pie without the edible exterior. You're just cooking it in a bowl. I think that's the only difference.
Yeah, but then like a lasagna is a pie because you eat every layer.
Well,
of
it doesn't have walls.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it has.
It doesn't have like a one unified like bowl. It has like layers.
It's
but
like
that doesn't count.
A parking garage is still a structure. It doesn't have walls. It's just lasagna layers.
I wouldn't call it.
I'd call it a house.
I guess I would call it a house.
Depends on who lives there.
Damn it.
But the real thing is that pot pies can't be sliced.
But like other pies, it can be sliced as much as other pies. Like other pies can be like runny.
No, other pies can't. And in fact,
I don't think any pie it can properly be sliced except for maybe pumpkin.
Pumpkin's awesome. Pumpkin's like the best pie.
Because you can slice it?
No, just because it's delicious. But it has the advantage of being able to be sliced.
But like you can slice a pot pie.
You can slice it, but it's a loose gravy and meat.
I mean, like a loose fruit and sugar juice.
Are you talking about apple?
Apple.
Apple's more solidified.
Pear.
It's almost gelatinous. Nobody eats a pear pie. You're not gonna pull one over on me.
Pear pie.
Nobody eats a pear pie.
Pear pie.
I'll tell you who eats a pear pie.
Who eats a
the
pear
first
pie?
guy that had that idea, and then he told everybody else never to do it because it tasted like pear and bread. Look, see how many stars I wrote? Probably like 20. Pot pies cannot be sliced. That's a very, very big part of it. Give me a slice of that pot pie.
It would be as good.
Not really. Because I think one of the things that's so great about a pot pie, because I love pot pie, all right, is that it stays...
Yeah.
You being sardonic now?
No, I'm listening.
You seem mad.
No.
Thought we were going to keep it light. Fuck your mother!
I'm listening.
A pot pie stays hot. It's nice and hot because it's in this fucking dome. It's in this, you know?
Yeah,
But if you were to slice... if you were to slice a pot pie, immediately all that heat would leave, and you would just have a weird, wet.
Sloppy. So with an apple pie.
I eat apple pie cold. I eat pumpkin pie cold.
Pumpkin pie I get. Apple pie you're wrong.
Okay.
Pot pie is pie because it's in an edible bowl. And it's all cooked together.
Wait a second. Now you've changed your definition.
And it has the word pie in it.
An edible bowl is the only deciding factor when it comes to whether or not an item is a pie.
I think that that is a massive factor. I think that is the determining factor between a pie and a lot of things, such as a casserole. You can take anything in a casserole, put it into a edible bowl,
and make a pot pie.
and then it becomes a pie.
So lasagna.
Like sure.
Who is putting lasagna in a pie crust?
If you did though, that'd be a pie.
It'd be a calzone. Is a calzone a pie?
It's not in a bowl shape.
Well, neither is a meat pie.
If it was in a bowl shape, then yes.
Not
meat pie.
Meat pies are not.
I don't
in a
know
bowl
if meat
shape.
pie is a pie. It's not a bowl.
It's got the word pie in it.
Well,
So does pot pie, right?
that just helps the case. That doesn't determine
that this is a pie, but you just said it wasn't.
No, it helps pot pie's case that it's a pie, but it doesn't. But if there were enough determining factors against it being a pie, then that would be ruled out. Like if there was a fucking car called the Tesla Pie, I wouldn't say that's a pie, but it would help its case.
Let's talk about the Earth for a second.
The Earth? Okay.
The Earth is
let's talk about the Earth.
The Earth is a planet in our solar system, the Milky Way.
Yep.
With a thick, flaky crust.
Real thick. Yes.
And a molten center.
Okay.
You see where I'm going with this? By your definition, the Earth is a large pie.
No, because it's not edible.
Oh, it is perfectly edible.
It's edible. Isn't the middle like fucking 20,000 degrees?
If I was big enough, I wouldn't even notice.
So you're saying the Earth is a pie if there was a being that was the size of like 30 Earths on top of each other.
Matter of personal preference. All right, if he enjoyed eating the Earth, then yeah, it's a pie. I don't personally enjoy these banquet pot pies. You know, if I go to a restaurant and they have like a specialty pot pie, I might get it. And be like, ooh, look at me, I'm eating the pie. You know, this is pretty good. But yeah, but I don't opt for the banquet pot pies or any of the pot pies most people are eating. It's a matter of personal preference. If I could find one person who eats dirt. Really, I don't want to live in a world where ravioli is pie.
It's not in the shape of a bowl.
No, it's not, but neither is a meat pie. A meat pie is almost a croissant.
I don't know. I think meat pie is wrong, and meat pie is a lie.
Okay, well, meat pies are one of the first pies, so I don't know who you're trying to fool. Because they've existed since the Neolithic period.
It's in the very beginning.
They still exist.
That doesn't make it right.
All right, well, be that as it may.
That's like saying, like, is a monkey a human? By this point, no, because we've evolved past that. Pies have evolved past meat pie.
In the Neolithic era, humans were already humans. The Neolithic era was the last era of the Stone Age. It's when human settlement became permanent instead of nomadic.
Is that when meat pies were made?
That's when they've been traced back to.
But that's going off the basis of human evolution. I'm talking about pie evolution.
Pies didn't exist before humans.
Well, yeah, but they've evolved from something stupid to a defined being.
Clearly, they're not defined because we're having such a hard time.
No, it's a edible bowl with ingredients in it, and it's all cooked at the same time. That's what a pie is.
Ice cream in a cone bowl.
Sure, if you cook it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna go there?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
What?
Never heard such madness.
If you cook it, sure.
All right. Let's talk more about the sliced thing, okay? Because you didn't seem to think that was a big factor. I
don't
think
think it.
I think slicing is almost so synonymous with pie. You'd be silly to think it wasn't a factor. It's so synonymous with pie. We have a type of graph called a pie graph, which is, distinguished from other graphs because it's in slices.
Because it's a circle.
Well, it's in a circle too, sure.
No.
It has slices.
It is not by the slices, by the circle.
So if it was a box, and then I put it in the slices,
Then it's not a that's not a pie graph. It's not a pie graph at all.
No, I think the percentage of the
you've
shape.
proven something for me here.
I have.
Oh yes, you have.
And what would that be?
Because a pie graph can only be in a circle. The second you make it a different shape, it's not a pie graph anymore. That's why if you make it a triangle, that's a different graph. So if a pie even in calculus is determined by a circle
With slices. So slices are important.
It could be 100%.
It could. That's
100%.
That's an uncut pie. If it has the capacity to be sliced, especially with a pie graph where it has to be sliced. There has to be like a key, If it's 100%, that's one slice. If it's 50%, it's cut in half.
But you can slice it. It just might be a little messy. Are you afraid of getting messy?
I don't think you can slice a pot pie. I think most pot pies are personal sized.
What?
Yes.
No. I mean, sure, like the frozen ones that you might get at the grocery store. But even recently, like a month ago, we made a pot pie for our entire family, and we sliced it.
That is ridiculous.
It was large. It was large.
This guy's spinning webs.
It was given to us as a gift.
Do not listen to him.
It's true.
He's a liar.
It's true. It was massive. It was like that big.
He's a liar and a
and
charlatan.
It was in the shape of a circle.
Okay. Based on circumstantial evidence, I guess a pot pie needs to be a circle, and it needs to be big enough to feed your family.
Well, it doesn't have to be that big, but you are able to slice it for sure. It's a gravy.
Yeah, not I mean, most gravies are not gelatinous enough to cut through. We're not talking about a paste. We're talking about like almost a sort of runny.
A delicious
goop
pie.
Goop.
Pie.
Goop.
Let's
talk about the Boston cream pie.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Boston cream pie?
I believe so.
Okay. The Boston cream pie has one layer of frosted cake, a layer of pudding.
Okay.
A layer of vanilla cake.
Okay.
A layer of pudding.
Okay.
A layer of frosted cake, pie tin. All right? It's basically a cake. They call it a pie.
Is all of that inside of a bowl of cake?
No, it's just layered. You can see the layers.
Then I don't think that's a pie.
Neither do I, and I don't think a pot pie is a pie either.
But that's the biggest difference, is that it's in a edible bowl.
But like define bowl, man, because you can get
a container without a lid, something that can hold anything that would need to be in a pie and keep it in there.
A stuffed cupcake.
If you took the bread of a cupcake, took it all out, and then put some raw shit in there and baked it all together, then sure, that's a pie.
That's ridiculous. Nobody's.
That's how you turn a cupcake into a pie.
So take notes. if that's something you're interested in doing. Is a mud pie a pie?
It's not edible.
No, but it's got pie in it.
I will agree that the name does not determine if it is a pie.
Okay. I'll drop that then.
Shape and edibility and the way it is cooked and presented is what defines a pie.
All right.
And I think a pot pie checks all that off.
Well, a moment ago, you said that a pie graph needed to be a circle.
Yes.
I'll resolve to accept that maybe it does. However, I've seen square pies, sir. I've seen square pumpkin pies, and I've seen square apple pies. They're just in square tins.
They made it wrong, though.
Maybe so, but it's still a pie, and it still has all the qualities that you described.
I guess, but what's your point?
My point is
Pot
that
pie
the
can
shape
be
doesn't really matter, and I'm trying to demonstrate to you how slippery a slope this is, that if a pot pie is a pie, then a calzone is a pie. If a calzone's a pie, a mozzarella stick's a pie. If a mozzarella stick's a pie, fucking everything's a pie.
So the only main difference between what is and isn't a pie to you is what is sweet?
No, I think that in the public eye, saying pie sort of implies dessert. I think that words change, nomenclature, and we evolve over time to have words mean different things. So when I say, "Hey Ben, would you like to go grab a slice of pie?" "Hey Ben, do you want to pick up a pie on the way home?" I think that in your head dance visions of cherry pies and banana cream pies, and not wet meat sauce inside of a weird flaky pastry crust.
One thing you're saying is that pie is determined by the stereotypical norm.
Yes, you said that too. You said meat pies are no longer pies because we've evolved, and because pies have evolved.
I don't remember saying that.
You don't remember saying that? Can we can we get a playback on that one real quick?
No.
I think this guy may have just made my case for me.
Well, that is different. Because evolution brings on different shapes and ideas and you
Is a mozzarella stick a pie? I don't think anybody would say a mozzarella stick is a pie.
It's not in the shape of a bowl.
Neither is a calzone or a meat pie.
If you took the ingredients that are inside the calzone, made it into a circle, and had it in an edible bowl, that's a pie. With the cheese and the pepperoni and the sauce. Just like a deep dish is a pie.
What do you make of square pies?
I don't know what I make of square pies. I think that they are technically still a pie, but you've made it wrong.
Bosco sticks.
What's a Bosco stick?
It's a piece of bread with cheese in it.
And what's the difference between that and a mozzarella stick?
A mozzarella stick is a stick of mozzarella cheese that was breaded.
Yeah.
And then fried. This is a piece of bread that's been, I guess, injected or slit open and stuffed with cheese and then sealed back up and baked.
Oh, okay.
That's a pie, buddy, by your own definition.
Maybe. I feel like it being in an edible bowl, being able to share it if you want. I mean, if it's a different size, you could make your own, or you could enlarge in it. I feel like that should be an easy thing that you can do with any pie. Just get a bigger bowl, put in the same ingredients, and get the same outcome. With cheese sticks, that is not necessarily the case.
Because the ratio would be off.
Yes.
The ratio would be off with basically every pie. Because, take a look at a toaster strudel. I think even a toaster strudel has just a little bit too much of that jam shit. Just a little bit too sweet.
Is a toaster strudel a pie? It's a dessert.
Going through the pierogi route, it is technically a pie. All right. And the reason I say that
I don't know about that.
So, okay, if it's a pie on the basis it has crust surrounding it with a sloppy filling, stuffed donuts, Hot Pockets, strudels, all pie. All right, regardless of shape. So you said a square pie.
So is
would
a
be
Hot
pie.
Pocket a pie to you?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because if a pot pie is a pie, then a Hot Pocket's a pie. If
a Hot Pocket's a pie, we lose.
True, yeah. That's awful. I don't want to live in that reality.
But a pot pie is a pie and a Hot Pocket is not, because a pot pie is in the shape of a pie graph, and mathematicians determine what we are and what we do and what we say.
Okay. Do you have a mathematician, to back that? Is there one here?
I mean, I'm working on it.
You want to call one up? You bring in a guest here.
Yeah.
I have,
What about just this random person?
Oh, I'm sure she knows math.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I recognize the whole logical fallacy of slippery slopes. If
Game
this, then
recognizes
this.
game.
Game recognizes game. Sure. But would you call a potato bread in a cupcake wrapper topped with gravy a cupcake?
What is a potato wrap?
A potato bread. If I had potato bread in a cupcake wrapper, or cornbread, right? Some kind of a bready something, a savory bread, in a muffin or cupcake wrapper, and I topped it with a glaze, so a gravy, a bechamel, some kind of fucking savory something. Is that a cupcake? I don't think so.
Why do you not think it's a cupcake?
Because that's not what anybody pictures when they want a cupcake.
You're a sheep. That's
I'm a
that's your
sheep?
entire argument.
Nah, I think it's you that's the sheep.
No.
You see the word pie in a word,
You're
and
just
you see a
you're
pastry.
just basing it all off of what they want you to think a pie is.
Well, they decided what a pie was to begin with.
No. They laid down the foundation, and we have to keep on setting down the stones to create the path. And the
It's
path
not my job.
is circle and bread and bowl and cooked together. And it could be sweet, but it also could not. And it shouldn't be
It shouldn't be what?
sweet.
It shouldn't be sweet?
Yeah.
That's a very bold claim.
I have a bold claim to say. Pot pie is my favorite pie.
That's not even a pie.
It is a pie, and it's my favorite one. I actually don't like any other pies. I don't like apple pie.
What?
I don't like key lime pie.
Yeah?
I don't like pumpkin pie.
Oh my god.
I don't like blueberry pie. I don't
Well,
like
you've-
raspberry pie.
You've just lost all credibility.
I'm not saying these aren't pies.
Yeah, but like a pot pie is clearly supposed to be its own thing. It's one word. Maybe sometimes it's hyphenated or put into two words, but a pot pie is never. It's never a chicken. Look, if you
It's 2 words.
Are you ever
chicken pie? I would count that as a name.
a
That's
chicken
fine.
pie?
Chicken pie.
Ew.
That's what it is.
Yeah, nobody in their right mind is ordering a chicken gravy pea potato pie. They're ordering a pot pie. That's what it's called.
What the hell? If you go to anywhere, if you go to any restaurant and say, I want a pie, the next question is going to be, what pie do you want? That doesn't answer a question.
What doesn't answer my question?
I want a pie.
Yeah, I want a pie.
That doesn't.
They'll ask you what kind. Let's say.
If I say pot pie, they're
they
not
will-
going to question it.
They will look at you.
No.
So weird.
As long as they serve pot pie, then they're going to be like, all right, sir, a pot pie. And they'll
They're
write
gonna
it down.
scoff at you.
Check it off.
They're gonna go, this motherfucker just
no.
walked in here
They're not
and
going to
asked for a
scoff.
pie instead of a pot pie.
No.
You go to the Great
no.
American Cookie Company and you say, I would like a cookie. And they say, what kind? And you say, a big cookie cake. They're gonna be like, what?
That's not the same at all.
Exactly the same.
It's more of the equivalent of saying, I want an oatmeal cookie.
Yeah.
And they're not going to think twice about that because an oatmeal cookie is a cookie.
I guarantee they will think about that all day.
No.
They'll go,
I want a cookie.
No,
Response, what cookie? Oatmeal cookie.
Not the oatmeal
Okay,
thing.
sir.
The pot pie thing.
I want a pie. What pie? Pot pie. Okay, sir.
They have to say that to you because otherwise they'll get fired.
No, that's what. And then
Their internal monologue is mocking
No,
you.
their internal monologue is going to be like, "What a good pie," and then they're going to be clapping. They're going to be clapping for me.
Okay. Are cupcakes a cake?
I don't know. Yes.
Are muffins a cake?
Ye-
I'm sorry, did I break you? What happened? You seem really upset.
Are muffins a cake? Do they have the same base of eggs and dust?
What the fuck? Flour?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are muffins made of?
Muffins?
Is it the same? Is it
Okay.
cake mixture?
I think it's closer to a bread. But you said
Is that not what cake is? What?
no, cake is distinctly fluffier.
Oh,
I would liken
maybe
cake.
not.
It's like more leavened.
I don't know.
Maybe it's got more fucking egg in it. No. Egg makes it denser. No, oil makes it denser. So it's got more egg in it. It's fluffier.
Okay. So, egg.
Egg. Is an egg a pie? It's got a crust. It's got a filling. You boil it.
Do you boil a pie?
You cook it.
You bake it?
You can boil a pierogi.
I don't want to boil a pie.
What is a pierogi if not a boiled pie?
What's a dumpling if not a boiled pierogi?
True, yeah. I would argue a dumpling is a
A
pierogi.
pierogi and a dumpling neither are pies because the cake and muffin question has opened this up to me. It does have to have the same base. It does. It has to have the same base, which pot pie does. It's the same pie crust.
But what about an Oreo pie? What about one of these specialty
What?
pies?
If you took pie crust and put Oreo in it?
No. You've seen these kind of pies, right? You can get the crusts alone too. You can get them solitary, or you just go to the store, and the crust is made of crushed Oreo or chocolate, or it's a big fucking cone or some kind of silly shit that you put pie filling in and then bake it. It's pre-made.
That is, I think it has to be a bowl of crust. What about ice cream cake? Is that cake?
See, that's a tricky one too. It doesn't really have any bread, but like neither does
There's zero bread.
neither does crab cake.
Crab cake has bread.
Does
Well,
it?
not the same bread.
Oh. Well, neither does a
Crab cake is closer to a pie than anything.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know what a crab cake
maybe
is.
I don't know what a crab cake is. What the fuck is a crab cake?
Urinal cake. There you go. That's one.
Urinal cake's a crab cake.
Very true. Here's something else I was sort of thinking about, right?
Alright, think.
Um,
I don't know what a crab cake is, apparently.
pie crusts. They can be anything. I mean, really, they can, as long as you're baking them. That's what you said, right? You have to be baked. They have to be.
They
cooked
have to
together.
be baked, and all the ingredients have to be cooked together. Yes.
Cream pie.
Is that not cooked together?
No, they just put cream in the center.
You still have to cook it.
Hershey pie.
Do you not cook that?
No, of
Well,
course. It's a big cream.
It was already cooked at the back at the.
Where was it cooked?
The factory.
It's whipped cream. If you cooked it, it would turn to liquid.
It's just whipped cream inside of a pie.
Yeah, it's a big cream.
Well,
You don't like chocolate,
Why
so
would
you've
you
never
cook
had one,
that?
have you? You don't.
no, but you should.
No, it would melt.
But
Let me explain to you what a Hershey
then
pie
that doesn't
is.
make any sense.
Hershey pie is an open face. It's the thing that
Well,
you get at the
Hershey
Burger King.
is a fucking corporation that takes words and twists them into what they want. I don't know if that is a pie.
It's called
No
a
one,
pie.
no corporation, no man holds over the power of a pot pie.
But
Pot pie's for the people.
A cream. Okay, the pot pie's for the people. A cream pie is a very popular type of pie. All right, Burger King and Hershey did not devise the cream pie. They just made it chocolate. A cream pie is a crust with a cold cream in it. You can bake a different kind of pie. I think it's called a creme brulee, or maybe that's just baked cream. But you don't really bake a cream pie. It's just a pie crust with a sort of whipped heavy cream in the center, or a custard.
Whipped
or,
heavy cream.
Yes.
So you cook it and then you put the cream in, and then you freeze it.
You don't freeze it. You probably refrigerate it like you would pudding.
It's fucking stupid.
Hey man, I don't come into your house and say mean stuff
Is
about
that
your favorite
even?
pie.
I don't know if that's a pie. I think that's one of those evolved pies or de-evolved pies.
I accidentally drew an eyeball on the page. I didn't want to do that.
Oh, well, that's a cool look. That could be in a pie, like Tommy Sweeney Tom.
See, that's a meat pie.
Tommy Sween.
Tommy Sween did the meat
Well,
pies.
have you seen Tommy Sween?
Yeah.
Look, have you seen the pies?
Yeah, they're pies.
It's a pie.
Yeah, they're meat pies.
It's a pie. Period. It ain't any fucking. It ain't some fucking
It's a meat
de-evolved like fucking calzone.
It's not.
It's a pie.
It's
with the
not-
crust and the bowl and the lid and the eyes and the noses, the
Well,
fingers.
Sure, I'm sure there are fingers in it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not a pot pie. Don't call it a pot pie. It's a meat pie.
It's a pie.
And meat pies traditionally look like this. They're semicircles
They're not.
with crimped sides around the circumference. They look-
Traditions are meant to be broken.
all right.
right.
First tradition we're gonna break is calling wet meat slop and bread
No,
a pot pie.
no. That is a great tradition. Okay? Because the tradition stands strong with its other fellow pies. It is right there. It's in the shape, it's the size, it's the look.
And let's talk about the look too.
Let's talk about the look.
If you went to a bake sale with 10 or so pie tins, they all basically look the same on the exterior, except the pumpkin pie, which is open face.
Yeah.
Maybe you do some fucking braiding and crimping with the apple pie or whatever.
Yep.
But they all generally look the same.
Yeah.
All right. What would you fucking do if you said, "Oh, that pie looks good. It's behind a glass thing at a bake sale. It's chilled.
Uh-huh.
What is that pie?" And they said, "Oh, that That's a cold pot pie. That's a gelatinous.
Then I would say 1, please.
Really?
And I would buy it.
And they would go, wow, our first sale
No.
ever. We're
No.
fucking serial killers.
No.
We put fucking pot pie in a fridge.
No, like, it's in the fridge, but then you can just reheat it. I'm not eating it cold. I agree. I'm not eating it cold.
So you have to heat up your pies?
Yeah, I would heat up the pie. I would heat up about any... I think you should heat up about any pie.
Let's say that there's a pie festival. All right.
All right. Pie festival.
You know, a pie bake-off.
Biggest one in the world.
Yeah. An old lady named Janice
Janice.
submits her blueberry pie.
She seduces him.
Yeah. No, she was definitely sucking on some cock behind the stage, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Yeah, another old lady submits for the approval of the judges an apple pie.
Yep.
A very ornate apple pie.
Okay.
A third old lady submits a nasty,
Not
greasy,
nasty. Not greasy.
savory
A savory,
pot pie.
delicious smelling, freshly baked, warm pot pie. The judges would be like, wow, we've had a lot of sweet stuff, so thanks for mixing it up a little, bringing in a savory pie instead of a sugary pie.
Those judges would go, what smells? And then she would bring out the pie and they'd go, oh.
No. No.
That's a first.
No. The pie stands strong. It's a goddamn pie.
It's a good pie. What can I say?
It's a great pie.
It's not a pie.
The only difference, everything else is similar. Every single thing except for the ingredients within. And what is inside,
Really, what matters?
it doesn't really matter in the end. And the cover of the book is the only thing that matters.
Is a baseball a ball? No, wait, I'm sorry. Is a football a ball?
Yes.
It's not ball shaped.
I mean,
It's missing some ball-like qualities, I would say.
that is true. So maybe, but like, it's made of the same material. It's used for the same purposes, just like a pot pie is.
Used for eating?
Yes.
Yeah, but like so are Jolly Ranchers.
A pot pie is powerful. It's strong.
You've started becoming like a like an activist. You've sort of just like started speaking as if you're trying to rile the people up. The pot pie is the strongest pie. Together, these pies are unified.
Together, we will make pie great again.
Could I get a round
Thank
of
you.
applause for the pot pie?
Anyone get a mag hat? Wait, no.
Magpie.
Mga. Make pie great again. Mga. How are my approval ratings?
They're really good. They're 3.14.
Oh, they were 3.1 before.
If a meat pie is a pie based on the...
I'm saying, like, Trump sucks. But if he came up to a conference and he was like, look at this pie, look at this delicious pot pie. And
Well,
takes
he'd
a
earn
bite,
your vote,
he's
wouldn't
like,
he?
this is the very first pie ever made. The most delicious, original, real pie. And everyone would clap. That'd make me turn around. I'd be like, wow, I'm a Republican.
Okay. I mean, I suppose if Trump came out in favor of pot pies not being pies, I'd be his VP. Alright? Because they're not fucking pies. I'm glad he understands that.
He
but
doesn't understand shit. I hate him.
If a meat pie is a pie based on the name, shape, and composition, pierogi's also a pie.
What is a pierogi again? This motherfucking bitch ass.
It's the semicircle, the same way a meat pie is a pie. And a meat pie is a pie.
A meat pie, when in the correct context, is a pie. But sometimes they make them wrong, and it becomes a calzone. There's a very thin line because they're both warm things that are baked together inside of a bread thing that is completely covered up. So it is a very thin line, but I think the only difference is that bowl shape. That bowl shape. I think that is very, very important to the definition of pie. Name one thing that, like, name a pie that you think is a pie that doesn't have that bowl shape.
Okay, and by that bowl shape, you mean it has a top? It has a
Not
cover?
not necessarily top, but like
It
that
has to
that
be in
bowl.
like a sort of tin.
Yes,
Well,
with the outside edible.
I would argue nobody would fucking even think weirdly of you giving a rectangular pie to the party. They would be like, oh, they didn't have a fucking pie dish. And look, hey, here's an advantage. Now there's more slices.
But in the corporate America today that we live in,
Sure.
universally, people have decided that it's supposed to be a circle.
Is this the platform you're running on in 2024?
It's the platform I have to, because it's the only platform I have.
I agree that most pies are circular. I don't think that is the determining factor. I will agree that a pie graph, I know previously I said it didn't need to be. It probably needs to be a circle. You can divide up any shape, but when we're talking pie graphs, it's circle or bust, baby.
It's circle or bust.
It also has slices.
So is a pie.
No. I think it'd be very, very easy to take...
So just name off all the pies that are pie. Does it have to have a fruit in the middle?
No, it just has to... It has to be, synonymous with a pie. It's got to be a fucking...
What if I took, like, dragon fruit?
Yeah?
A dragon fruit pie. That's not a synonymous to a pie. Is that no longer a pie? Because it doesn't fit your modern American standards?
No, that would be a pie. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Well, because, if somebody handed you a dragon fruit pie and you took a bite out of it, I don't know what dragon fruit tastes like. I would assume it's sweet
gross.
and a little citric.
It's actually very, like, tart.
Bitter?
It's like
tart?
Yeah.
So are blueberries, kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like if you ate it, you'd be like, oh, this is what I fucking expected. This is what I paid for. This is a pie, the same way that, like...
It has to be a dessert. Is that the only defining factor?
Yeah, I think so.
So like a cream pie is a pie to you?
Yeah, a cream pie is definitely a pie.
Even though it wasn't all cooked together?
No, that was your rule.
So, yeah, so the only rule that you really have is that it has to be a dessert.
It has to be a dessert, and it has to be in a sort of crust or bread.
So, is a moon pie a pie to you?
No, I think they just fucking made that shit up. I think they had a dessert and they were like,
it's in a bread.
Yeah, but it's not in a crust. It's two crackers sandwiching like marshmallow.
What if I took a pie crust and filled it up with moon pies?
Then that'd be a moon pie pie.
It'd be a moon pie pie?
It'd be very gross. It'd probably be very high in trans fat.
Why? Just because it isn't sweet doesn't mean it shouldn't be left out of the party.
Yeah, but like nobody defines pies as fruit pies. But like any meat that you put in a pie is automatically considered a meat pie, regardless of
because
what other
that's
ingredients
just a
it has.
category of pie.
Yeah, but it's its own thing.
What if I took green beans and then just fucking loaded them with sugar?
That'd probably be a pie. I mean,
what if I took a pot
weird
pie and loaded it with sugar?
Now that is interesting.
What if I loaded it with sugar? That's a dessert now.
Can you slice and serve it cold?
Caramelized?
Yeah, that'd be a pie. If you made it a...
so it's only missing sugar?
It's missing fucking, palatability. It can't be... You can't sit down with a pot pie and mac into it the same way that you could a cherry pie. Because it's like an entree.
I can.
You shouldn't. All right, don't eat. Don't sustain on cherry pie.
Delicious.
If you're sustaining on cherry pie,
I would be happy if a pot pie was my dessert.
Really?
I eat some fucking steak and some corn off the cob, or maybe on if I shucked it, and I have some mashed potatoes.
Sure, yeah.
Just like
a little starch representation.
Some fucking boring dinner, and then after that I get pot pie fed to me. I'd be like, cool.
Fed to you?
Yeah, by my butler.
Okay.
And I'd be like, thank you, Mr. Butler, Mr. Smith.
Here's another thing. All right.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones is your butler. He's a
doctor.
Is he a physician?
Professor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At the local college.
Yeah. Well, not very local.
Okay.
It's Harvard.
Oh wow.
I know.
How did you fucking swing him? What are you paying him?
What? Oh, way too much.
Yeah, it seems like he has
I
better
only
options.
ask him to feed me pie.
What a strange relationship you share with this adult man. I think if you were to go to a restaurant and they had a section labeled pies,
yes,
anything that fell underneath
Potpie
of
would
that,
so be in that.
it absolutely wouldn't.
It's so what.
Nobody-
I'm finding a fucking restaurant right now.
Nobody is lumping fucking
Pie. I'm looking at pie restaurant.
because you got to think. Nobody makes the distinction. This is a fruit pie, or this is a sweet pie. But when there is a pot pie or a meat pie, everybody's talking about it. It's a savory pie, you know? They have to draw that fucking line because otherwise people aren't going to know what they're getting into.
All right, here we go. Little Pie Company in New York. This actually looks delicious.
Let me see.
Oh, it's like a dessert place.
Ooh.
Or is it only desserts? I don't know.
Well, they're called Little Pie Company. I think they're the authority. So why don't you pull up their
Okay,
menu?
okay. Well, they have cakes, so I don't know how fair that is, but I will click on their fresh pies.
Mhm.
Tiger pie, which, first of all, doesn't even sound like dinner and dessert pies in under fresh pies.
Click on the dinner and
Strawberry
dessert pies.
pear, sour cream. Well, hold on. Let's see if we have a dessert or a Popeye
Piping hot chicken pot pie.
right next to apple pie and right below mud pie.
Wow. All right. Little Pie Company?
And right above blueberry apple crumb
I don't
pie.
know what to tell you, Little Pie Company. You're slipping.
No. Little Pie Company's at the top of their fucking game. They are the king of pie.
Do you
They're
realize how
located
many...
in downtown New York, damn it.
You know how much unnecessary overhead that is for a fucking dessert company
Again?
to have to ship in?
No, because it's one of their most sold pies.
Is it?
For sure.
Look up.
It was in one of the top 3 lines.
It was like 10 down.
No.
It was like-
like
you dug for it.
No. I'm going back
Click
because
on
it
the-
wasn't.
Click on
I'm
the
going
dinner.
back. I'm
Click
going
on the
back.
dinner and dessert. as well.
All right. Fresh pies. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 slide.
That's closer to 10 than 3.
But blueberry is 7th.
No, it's
I
not.
don't
It's
even
not.
think
It's
it's
not.
in any order necessarily.
It's not closer to 10 than 3. It's a little bit further from 10 than 3.
All right. This is dinner and dessert pies are just a pack, as if you're like going there for every pie you could want, all pies you could need, because they're all one and the same. 2 piping hot chicken pot pies. This actually sounds. They're describing it to me. Tender white chicken chunks, fresh cream, peas, carrots, onions. This sounds fucking delicious.
Fresh cream. Let me
Fresh
take a look at
cream.
the fillings.
And
Is it
then
sliceable? Because they may have
1
invented
sour
something
cream
new.
apple walnut, Granny Smith apples.
Okay. So by
But-
this restaurant's definition,
A Popeye's a pie.
a pot pie's a pie. I don't think most people on the street would just instantly be like, oh yeah, pot pie. That's the third pie I thought of.
I'm going to the next pie company, Petey's Pie.
Petey's pie.
Cookbook. Where's the menu? They have national shipping, so I can place an order. How is it
Smart, yeah.
national? What the literal fuck? Okay, let's go through. I haven't even looked at it yet, so I wanna push it into your face when I see pumpkin pie on here, right?
Pumpkin pie.
So, or no, sorry, with Popeye. I'm getting my peas mixed around. So here are just, wow, that's 8 pies for $100. That better be the best motherfucking pie in the world. Apple pie. Let's keep on going down.
Sure.
Sour cherry, wild blueberry,
All right.
apple little pie. I don't
Hidden
know.
Valley apple pie. Weren't we just talking about Hidden Valley something or other?
Hudson Valley. Hidden Valley's ranch. Almond chess. That's odd. Nut pie.
Nut pie.
Salty chocolate chess.
Mhm.
Going down. Pecan.
Ooh, we have capped out.
Well, they don't even have they don't even have blueberry pie on here, which is you would think would be a very important pie, but I guess it's not that important
Yeah.
when you come down to it.
It's not make or break. It's a pie though. At the very least, it's a pie.
It's all same with pot pie, you know.
No.
The very least. At the very least.
I dropped my pen. This may sound contradictory to what I was just saying, because I still agree if you went up to somebody on the street and surveyed them for their top 3 pies, pot pie would not come up for like 9 out of 10 people. However, I do think I probably have a little more difficult of a position to make since it has the word pie and it's got a crust.
I also think that your 2 main arguments are it has to be a dessert which does not fit that category. But your second one was, what is universally defined as a pie? And I just think pot pie is. If you go, I think 9 out of 10 people, you would ask them, what's your, like, is pot pie pie? They'd say yes.
They might say it's a pot pie. They might say it's a meat pie.
They'd say it's a
they
pie.
They would say it's pie shaped.
They would just say it's a pie, period. That's it.
Also,
Because
my
that's all you need.
two arguments are not two, different arguments. They're the same thing. I think what is palatable to people and what would easily just be fucking accepted as a pie, as like a gift. If I gifted somebody a pie for fucking their birthday or Valentine's Day, they'd be a lot more receptive to a sweet pie because it says pie and it's in a pie tin. Whereas if I gave them a shepherd's pie or some kind of like weird, salty, savory meat and bread,
Well,
they might be like, oh, thanks.
I doubt that. I think they'd be like, wow, thank you. I can't believe someone made me this delicious meal. I don't have to wait to eat it after I found something else.
Right.
Because this is all I need.
Forever.
This
is all I need.
This is the end. All I need is the pie. Let's have our closing thoughts,
Okay.
our closing arguments, and then we will let the audience decide who won. And then maybe soon we'll have a third party come in.
Split the difference.
Do you want to go first or me?
I can go first.
Okay.
I recognize it has the word pie in the name, and it's got a crust. I think tons of things have crusts, and a lot of things have pie in the name that aren't pies. I also think that, surveying just the average Joe, you're going to find that they're expecting a sweet pie. Or, maybe not necessarily a dessert pie, but something that, like a cream cheese or something, Something that's not dinner. Not what's for dinner. It's a fucking pie. It's meat pies and pot pies are their own separate entity. Just like, a crab cake is not really a cake. And if you gave me a crab cake with a candle in it for my birthday, I would be upset. But that, we can agree to disagree.
All right. Well, here's my closing statement.
Mm-hmm.
People of the jury, my once friend here has exposed himself to be a follower and a sheep. He only defines what a pie is on the basis of what the world defines. But it's not dependent on other people. It's dependent on yourself and what really is a pie. And I know in my heart what a pie is. It is an edible bowl holding things that are all cooked together. And pot pie is that. I think that the loosey-goosey definition he has allows there to be too much wiggle room.
I have the looser definition?
Yes, because you could take a pot pie, gelatinous, make it into a Jell-O-esque form, and add sugar, and now it's a pie. Bull hockey.
It's a gross pie, but it's a pie.
A pie is circular. A pie is a edible bowl with stuff in it. It doesn't matter whether or not it's sweet or savory. It just matters what's on the outside, and that's the message I want to leave with everyone today. Never judge a book by anything but its cover, and that's what a pie is.
Never judge a book by anything but its cover?
How
is that anti-sheep? I'm content being a sheep, all right? I'm content basing definitions on words that other people before me already figured out.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have sex after the microphone turns off. So.
The jury does not need to know that. That's not in our closing arguments. I think I won that.
Did you stop it?
No.
Yeah.
Just want to let everyone know that I think I won.
Oh, well.